Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Nikki. I think it's gonna be a bit of a quick one tonight because I'm a bit tired. But here we go. So we're gonna do the usual Q&A as we always do. And we've got a few questions to go through. And a bit of news at the end. And I will start now. Hey, Villa. That's okay. Just reading your comments. Okay, so let's get started. Question 1 is from Bella, and it's not sure how to word it. And the question is, when duplicating something like a circle, how do you keep it from making the straight line wider or thinner as you adjust it? Drives you nuts. Okay. So this is an awesome one, and you're not gonna believe the answer to this because it's something that you really hate in general. But let's go back to this character right now. One of these characters, I'll go on to him. So this one here has got something called scale with object on or off, and this one's on, and this one's off. And we all know what happens when you shrink it down. The one with it off will end up looking terrible, whereas the one with it on looks really good, stays as usual. Now then, this problem that you're having with the circles, just bring them back up and turn off. I can turn that one off actually, can't I? Yeah, turn that off. So, what I was going to show you is, I need not that, a circle. Yeah. Make sure we have a streak. And we'll make it 1. Make sure it's on. Oh, it's probably in folder, which is. Just bring that out. Okay. So this is 1 straight width, and it's just normal. Now then, the good and evil of what the title says is this scaled object. It's a good feature and a bad feature at the same time, and I'll show you like the opposite way now. So our circle, and what you've probably done is turn scale with object on, which is what we'd normally do in this situation. But power duplicate is not your friend here, because if we duplicate this now and move it not on the right thing, so grab that duplicate and pull it out, so it's the exact same. Now watch what happens. Make sure scale with objects on. Watch the up here. You've got the streak width. As I raise this circle bigger, you can see it just that streak width. Yeah. Now that keeps the characters looking right. But in this case, it won't keep this looking right. So if I leave that at 2, now power duplicate. When you duplicate it again now, it'll make that circle again, but it'll double everything. So it doubles the size, doubles the streak width. As you can see here, it's like 4. Actually, did I mess up the other one? But yeah, it's on 4 now, or over 4. That one's on 2. I don't know why I went 4.1, but okay. Yeah, it doubles everything. So, and to give you another example, if we duplicate this one now, and we put it out to say here, if we power duplicate it again now, it will match the same difference. So it's like, that's what we ideally want, but it's obviously not doing that in this case. Let me show you what I mean. So we'll turn off scale with object and duplicate and then put out. But now when we raise the size of it, it stays as 1. See what I mean? Which is where we're getting the issue, I think. Does that make sense, fella? Yeah, power duplicate. Unfortunately, there is a way, but there isn't a way. So I can show you a workaround, and I always do this. You'll see if you go back to any of my streams, I'm always doing this. So there we go. We got this circle up here. Now if we power duplicate again, it'll make that big circle. But I didn't want that. I wanted to get that middle circle again. So I'm just going to go back. And what we're going to do this time is just come off of the object, go back on it. Now that has cancelled power duplicate. You probably see me do that all the time. But if you go to duplicate now, it'll be exactly where it was. So when you move it, it'll be the exact thing that it was. I hope that's what you wanted. But again, if you power duplicate that again now, it'll power duplicate. If you duplicate it again, it'll power duplicate. The only way to get around it is to come off the object, go back on the object, then duplicate. Now power duplicate is off. So it depends where you want it. Like if I duplicate it again, power duplicate will kick in, and it will be one straight down. I'll show you now. So if we duplicate it now, it power duplicates one straight down, which is not what we want. We want one to go there. So I'll go back, and again, just move off the object, back on. Now duplicate, and power duplicate is not on. So wherever you move it, which in this case we want here, they'll stay the same straight width, the same size and everything. Even if, in fact, let me do that again. So get rid of all those, go back to the start, and we'll put on scaled object. So this is the one where we duplicate it once, we move it. If we increase the size, you can see the scale width moving as we move it. So I'll just go up to 2 again now. There. And if I duplicate that again now, you'll get the big circle, and it's gone up to nearly 4, which is what we don't want. So I'll just go back, and then going off the object, back on the object. If you then duplicate, it's turned off. So you'll see it doesn't move. So when you put out now, it'll stay exactly the same as it was before. I hope that makes sense. But that is like the opposite. I think that's why scale with object is off by default. You know, we always say we want it on by default, and that's because or resize these characters. But in this case, you want it like to not do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, well, I know what I'm buying. I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, the power duplicate and scaled objects is the issue here. They're working together against you. So, like I say, you could leave power duplicate, not power duplicate. You can use scaled object on, like if I go in there, it's still on. But as long as you don't use power duplicate at the same time, then you'll have no problem. And the way to turn that off is come off the object, get back on. Now it's off. If you stay on the object, then it'll be on. I hope that makes sense. I'm just gonna delete these. There we go. So, hope that made sense, Bella. And I'm gonna go on to the next question, which is from Nikki. Now, this one says, I can only use export in the main file, and slicing and dicing makes no sense. Please explain it, kind of thing. So I'll show you what she's on about. In fact, if I go to another file altogether, it'll be even easier. So I'll go into this file here, which has a bunch of my characters on it. I'll show you there we go. So yeah, it's just a load of characters. Now what she means is by going in this menu, you can export and you can pick any format you like. So along here, etc. Any of these. It'll show you how much it's gonna save by, like, how many meg. Say 2.8, and then you can save that by pressing OK. But what that does is it saves the whole document, and there's no way to separate. But if that's what you want to do, then that's cool. That's what I was doing. The other thing that you can do, I know it's on iOS. I'll show you the PC in a second. But on iOS, you've got this share button, and you can also go save image, which is dead handy on iOS or on the iPad. Oh. Sorry, my voice is so bad. So that's the normal export. However, Affinity has something called export persona just here, and that is the one that you're struggling with as to what it does. So this one here, can you see it says page background? That is just like as if you pressed export just a minute ago in that menu, saves the whole document. So that's obviously not what we want. When we come here, we can turn that off by clicking the dot. So that goes off, and then we won't save the whole document. But you need to create slices of the things that you do want to export. So we'll come down to this folder here. This file thing here, icon. I'm so tired, as you can tell. So that gives us access to all the layers, and then whichever one that we select, say these top three, we can then create slices. And as you can see by the blue, it's created these three as slices. And if we go back now to our, they call it slices, even though the other thing creates slices. This is exporting slices. And as you see, those three are now selected, and we can export them individually. you can also, in this export persona, create more than one. So when we export the other way, it just does it in one times and just saves the PNG. However, the format of the page was. So in this one, you can go into these three dots up here, and you can turn on various things. You can save it in any format, as you can see here. But obviously we're going to use PNG. But you can do things like upscaling straight from Affinity. So, as I say, 1 times is our standard export that we always do. We can also have a 2 times and a 3 times if you wanted to. Or you could get rid of the 1 times and 3 times, just have 2 times. But to show you what I mean, I'll take all 3. So I'll just come out of there. Now, when we click this button here, export all, first it'll ask us where we want to. So I've set up this folder saying stream test. Okay, so this is the one we open. Now nothing happens. That's just setting the folder where you want it to go. And this is when things actually happen. So you go to export again, export all the slices that you want, and export them. Now, well, if I'd have had more, you would have seen the counter go up, like for each one. It was very quick then, because there wasn't a lot selected. But if you've got, I know, all of those characters selected, there would have been a bit of a timer. Now, we can't see where those files are right now. But if we come out of here and just go into files, you can see it saved slice 1, but a slice 1 at 2 times, a slice 1 at 3 times, and it's all these ones. And also they're transparent, etc., because it saved just that character, not the background, anything like that, just the character itself. So that's very cool, very handy when you want to, like, I don't know, say, like my guy that's jumping up and down now, when I wanted to save just the head and just the eyes and stuff like that, I sliced that up so that it would save all those things separately, and like it makes it transparent, etc. So that was how I got the guy to be dancing, etc. Because to do that, you wanted like the head separate from the body, the eyes separate from the head, the mouth separate, except everything was separate, and it puts it into this folder, which I then send to PC. Just reading your comment. That's where I've been going wrong in the past. I bet it was when you press export once, then you gotta set which file is, because that was confusing me at first, because it don't tell you select a folder where you want it to go. So I'm there waiting for it, and it's doing nothing. So I didn't realise that you had to press export again the second time, then it actually would do something. It's very, very odd. But yeah, that is the files there. And I'm just going to quickly show you on the PC now, because I know you use PC. It is slightly different over there. So I'm just going to put that down on the floor. I would drop the mic when I do that. I always drop the mic when I do that. 2 seconds. Okay, so let's get our PC version. I'll go into this same file and show you these ones. Hopefully you can see the PC version now. And as you can see, we got the same thing here. You go export file. I don't use PC. There is export. So that would be like the usual way to send the whole thing as it looks. But on PC, you can go to export persona, just like that. And this is where it gets slightly different. So it's gone straight into slices, as you can see here. But we want to select each one. We don't want the whole document, so we'll turn that off. What we want is each one of these. So what we could do is pick one. If it would let us. Won't it let me pick that? Do I have to go into the folder? No. A bit lost. Slice selection. This one, yeah. But where is it? Somewhere it says create slice, which is different. Can't see it. Or is it? You got right click. Yeah, right click. Create slice. See what I mean? I don't use PC that often. So yeah, create a slice, and then you see it show up here in the slices. So we'll pick another one, say that one, create a slice there. This one, didn't click it, that one, create a slice. There we go. So this one works slightly different. So what you could do with these is you can export it, but you can export multiple things. I'll show you now. It's very strange on this one. So this one here, the monkey. If we go down this, see the PNG, and you got the one times, just like you did on iPad. But when you click in here, you'll see there's loads more options. See, we just got 1, 2, and 3. There's all these other sizes that you can have. And then the other thing is, and you see we do that one PNG 1 times. We can also go add and have a sort of a JPEG on high quality at 1 times. You can add more than that as well. So say the PNG, you can go to this add and put in another size, like say 3 times. And you can add a whole thing again. And it's the... Why is not coming up? 2 seconds, I'm just fixing something. I can't see the chat. Right, go in here, up there. I'm hoping that does it. Doesn't seem to be. Well, if you're talking to me, I can't tell yet. I'll have to get back in a sec. So I'll just show you. Let's put it as a TIFF. 16-bit TIFF. I don't know, last leak. And then we'll have that on 2 times. So you can set up all these different options. And that was just for monkey. And then you can set up this one, the fox, and we'll have you just on a PNG 3, and the cow, and we'll have you on JPEG, and we'll have the JPEG. It's 3 times. Okay. So now we've got these ones ticked on, yeah. Just here. And not the top one, because we don't want that. And then we go to export slices. It'll show us the folder where we want to be. I had one. Let's go to desktop. We go in the stream test. Export. That's done it straight away. I was just about to say on iPad you have to select it again, but on here obviously you don't. Just double check that. Let's go into the folder on, where was it? Desktop one. In stream test, yep, they're all here. So how do I show you that screen? 2 seconds. How do we do that? If I go this one, if I go to this one, there we go. So yeah, there's the folder with what we selected inside it, and that is how the PC version does it. Very cool, very different. Hope that helped you. Just gonna go back to Affinity and back to the iPad. Hold the mic down. Okay. Now we're back on iPad. I hope. It helped a lot. Thank you. Good. Glad it did. So going back to our designer profile. Oh no, it's in the other folder. Let's get back into here. There is one more thing, which is news, which I wanted to show you. Now, if you don't like AI, then you can leave now. This news is all about AI. So, here we go. There's 2 bits of news this week. One is that ChatGPT is upgraded to 4.5. Now, this is not everyone just yet. So, this is available now to pro users and developers, but not to your average Joe. You need to go meet your son. See you later, Nikki. But what comes with 4.5 is a new image generator, which is awesome. So DALL-E 3 is what they use right now, which, to be fair, was one of the first ones that came out, and it's getting a bit old in the tooth, if you like. Midjourney is now the go-to image AI. However, Google, just go to this one. So Google has just introduced Imagen 3. Now, this is a brand new awesome AI for image generation, and ChatGPT 4.5 has got it built in. So when you do get the Rolex, whenever it is, it will they'll be using Imogen 3 rather than DALI 3. So you'll see a heck of an improvement with that one. The other really cool thing is Ideogram came out with their new one. I know they've just come out with a new one to 2.8 or whatever it is, 2A. Well, last night they came out with 3.0. So Ideogram 3.0 is just released, which is gonna be super awesome. That is the one that does text really well, as you see in the image here. Even got on the ball there, premium design made simple, and you can see the creativity and whatever it is, jam. It does text really well, this one. That is what it's designed for. So that's our 2 bits of AI news for this week. So is there any Q&A questions? Just put this one back on. And there we go. So is there anything anyone wants to know? If not, I'm going to call it a day there because I'm a bit tired today, as you can probably tell. It looks good. It does. They've done really well. ChatGPT 4.0 will be on the free version, but it's not yet. And they're literally only doing it to Pro and Enterprise right now. Then they're going to be the Plus, which is normal one, I think. And then, like after that, it will go down to the free version. So it might be a little while yet. So it will be free. It's super cool. So, say this picture here that we're looking at, if you wanted that blue background to be pink and leave all the other details intact, it will do that now. Or, and then you could just say, I want those eyes red. It'll just change that. It's very cool, very powerful one. And ideogram, I don't know, I haven't looked into it. I literally got it about 5 minutes before the stream. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, here we go. Was there any other Q&As that you wanted? If not, I'm going to call it a day there. So thanks very much for coming, and I'll see you in the next one.